Hi to all. Today we discuss about the graphical representation of data. So, graphical representation data means presenting data in the form of graphs. Okay, presenting data in the form of graphs. It's called graphical presentation data. Okay, what is the graph? So graph means it is a geometrical image of a data. Graph is the geometrical image of a data. So a graph is a diagram consisting of lines of statistical data. Okay, graph is a diagram consisting of lines of statistical data. Okay, the graph paper is drawn on a the graph is drawn on a graph paper. Okay, graph means graph is different, graph paper is different. Remember, graph means is the geometrical image of data. Okay, graph means it's a geometrical image of data, and graph is a diagram consisting of lines of statistical data. Okay, so the graph is drawn on graph paper. Okay, the graph is drawn on graph paper. Okay, so here the graph has two intersecting lines. The graph has two intersecting lines. Those lines are called axes. Okay, here horizontal line is called x-axis and the vertical line is called y-axis. Okay, the graph has two intersecting lines called axis, and the horizontal line is called x-axis and the vertical line is called y-axis. The point of intersection, okay, the point of intersection is called O. The O point is common to both x and y axis. This common point is common to the both x and y axis. Hence the x axis is called ox line and the y axis is called oy line. Okay, so here so graphical presentation data means presenting the data in the form of graphs. It's called graphical presentation data, and here we can use the graph which is drawn on graph paper. Okay, so graph has two intersecting lines called axes. One is x axis and then one is the y axis. The common point is O. Okay, so next, if frequency distribution is represented graphically, it's called graph of frequency distribution. So if frequency distribution is represented in graphically, it's called graph of frequency distribution. So it can be represented graphically in four ways. One is histogram, another one is frequency polygon, another one is the frequency curve, and the fourth one Ogive curves. First one histogram, second one frequency polygon, third one frequency curve, and the fourth one Ogive curve. So first one histogram. Histogram means it's a graph, and these graphs containing frequencies in the form of vertical rectangles. Okay, so histogram means a graph containing frequencies in the form of vertical rectangles. It's called histogram. So it's an bar diagram. It's an bar graph, or it's area diagram. Okay, so here the x-axis, so every graph contains two axes, one is the x-axis and one is the y-axis. So in the histogram, the x-axis marked with the class intervals and y-axis marked with the frequencies. For example, this is the graph, so it's the x-axis and it's the y-axis. So here we mentioned the class intervals on y-axis and we have to mention the frequencies on y-axis. Okay, so here the vertical rectangles are drawn as per the height of the frequency of each class. Vertical rectangles are drawn as per the height of frequency of each class. Okay, so here the rectangles are drawn without any gap in between, so that means there is no gap between the two rectangles. Okay, so here this is the graph, so this is the first vertical rectangle. So for example, here we have to take one calculation, 0 to 10, 10 to 20. So this is the 4 and this is the frequency is 6. So it's 0, 10 and 20. This is the different classes. So 2, 4 and 6. These are the frequencies. Okay, so first one, 0 to 10, 4. So this is the first vertical rectangle. So vertical rectangles are drawn as per the height of frequency of each class. So this is the first one, and the second one, 6. So between these two vertical rectangles there is no gap between these two. Okay, so we have to draw in the continuously. Okay, then next, the width of the rectangle equal to the range of the class. Width of the rectangle equal to the range of the class. Okay, so same, 0 to 10 and 20 and 30. Okay, so first one, height. Okay, second one, width means 0 to 10. So this is the one class. Okay, 0 to 10 and 10 to 20. So it is the range of the class, 0 to 10. So where we have to draw a vertical rectangle, so the width will be equal. Okay, so we have to start with the 0 and end with the 10. This vertical rectangle will be equal to the range of the class. For 10 to 20 means, so 10 to 20 and 20 to 30. Okay, the vertical rectangle width should be equal to the range of the class. Okay, so the height of each rectangle is equal to the frequency of class. So here it is a two-dimensional diagram. Okay, so which one? The histogram is two-dimensional diagram. So what are the two factors are there? One is the height and width. Okay, height and width of each rectangle are as per data. Okay, so when we compare with the bar diagram and histogram, so here only one histogram, only one difference is there. This bar diagram is the one-dimensional diagram and it is the two-dimensional diagram. That is the difference between these two. Okay, so uses with the histogram. So it gives a clear picture of the entire data, and it simplifies the complex data, and it is attractive and impressive. It is attractive and impressive, and it is easily memorized, and median and mode can be located. Okay, first one, it gives a clear picture of the entire data. Second one, it simplifies a complex data, and it is an attractive and impressive, and it's an easily memorized, and median and mode can be located. It's about the histogram. So here we can check the example. So here marks and number of students. First class 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, 60 to 70. Just note down these details, ma. So all of you note down the details, ma. So here first one, so 0 to 10, it's a 5. 0 to 10, it's a 5, and 10 to, first one 0 to 10, it's a 5, and next 10 to 20, it's a 7, to 20, it's a 7, and 20 to 30, it's a 10. Okay, and 30 to 40, it's a 15. And next 40 to 50, it's 13. And next 50 to 60, it's 10. And 60 to 70, it's 6. So it's the histogram. So here on the x-axis, one centimeter equals to 10 marks. Okay, and y-axis, 1 centimeter equals to 2 students. Okay, 1 centimeter equals to 2 students. So it is the x-axis and it is the y-axis. So here on the x-axis we have to mention the marks. Okay, so here number of students, on the y-axis number of students. So that's why we have to take on x-axis 1 centimeter equals to 10 marks, and on y-axis 1 centimeter equals to 2 students. So it's the diagram of histogram. So here these characters all are here. These characters all are similar to the histogram and frequency curve and also frequency polygon. Okay, so we have to this vertical rectangle drawn on the height of the frequency of each classes, and also width of the rectangle is equal to the range to the class, and also the height of each rectangle will be equal to the frequency of each class and height. Okay, and these, remember, these characters will be similar to the both the frequency polygon and also frequency curve. Okay, so the next one, frequency polygon. So it is a graph frequently distribution. That means a frequency polygon is a graph frequency distribution So here the curve representing a frequency distribution. So this curve representing a frequency distribution. So here the frequency polygon is obtained when the midpoint of each rectangle on histogram joined by straight line. Okay, joined by straight line. So when we have to draw this frequency polygon along with the histogram, that's time we can see the example now. So here this is the histogram. So we have to draw the polygon. Okay, so the midpoints, these are the midpoints. Okay, these are the midpoints of the histogram. So here these are joining with the straight lines. Okay, so it's a frequency polygon. That means these midpoints will be completely joined with the frequency polygon with the straight lines only. Okay, so we can check the example here. Example now. Do you remember the previous problem? Do you note down that? So here same problem here. The marks 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30. 0 to 10 is 5, 10 to 20 is 7, 20 to 30 is 10, 30 to 40 15, 40 to 50 13, 50 to 60 10, 60 to 70 6. So here we can draw the frequency polygon now. Okay, first one 0 to 10, how much 5. So it's 2 4 6 8 10 12 14 and 16. So first one 5 means here. Okay, second one 7, so here, and third one 20 to 30 is 10. Okay, then 30 to 40 is 15. Okay, then 40 to 50 it's 13. Okay, then 50 to 60 is 10. 50 to 60 means this one it's how much 10, and 60 to 70 it's a 6 means here. Okay, so here these dots will be joining with the straight line only. Okay, so like this. Okay, so we have to draw the frequency polygon with only straight lines, not the smooth curve. Okay, so it's about the what frequency polygon. Okay, so here x 1 centimeter equals to 10 marks, and y 1 centimeter equals to 2 students. Okay, so same, so it is the frequency polygon. So whether we draw 2 along with the histogram, so here again we check. So 2 4 6 8 10 12 14 and 16. Okay, 10 20 30 40 50 60 and 70. Okay, so the first one how much 2 4 6 8 10 12 14 16. Okay, so here we can draw the first one, how much 5. So 5, then how much 7, then how much 20 to 30 it's 10, then how much ma? 30 to 40, it's 15. Then 40 to 50, how much ma? 13. Then 50 to 60, it's 10. Okay, and 60 to 70, it's 6. Okay, so what is the histogram ma? So here now we can, so these are the midpoints of the histogram. So these midpoints will be joining with the straight lines. Okay, so these midpoints are joining with the straight lines is called histogram with the frequency polygon. Okay, so the details are completely same. Uses of the frequency polygon, uses of frequency polygon. So here it facilitates a comparison of two or more frequency distributions on the same graph. Another one, it gives an idea of the pattern of distributions of variables in population. Okay, and also it gives a clear picture of the entire data also. Okay, so it's about the frequency polygon. And third one, frequency curve. Frequency curve means here it is drawn by smoothing the frequency polygon. A frequency curve is drawn by smoothing the frequency polygon. So that means it is, hence it is called smoothed frequency curve. Hence it is called smoothed frequency curve. Okay, it's an area diagram. Okay, it's an area diagram, and also here the x-axis marked with the class intervals and y-axis with the frequencies. Okay, so here the midpoints of the top of rectangles. Okay, these midpoints of the top of the rectangles are joined by smooth line. So here these midpoints will be joined with the smooth curve. So the main difference with the frequency polygon and frequency curve is, in the frequency polygon it is joined with the straight lines only. In the frequency curve it will be joined by the smooth curve. Okay, this is the main difference between the these two, frequency curve and also frequency polygon. Okay, so here these are three types ma. So based on the shape of the curve, these are three types. One is the normal distribution curve, another one positively scored distribution curve, and another one negatively scored distribution curve. So the first one, normal distribution curve, is symmetrical and as an inverted bell shape. Okay, and as inverted bell shape. Okay, so the next one, positively scored distribution curve, is asymmetrical, and also here the low values of the variables have highest frequencies. The low values of the variables have the highest frequencies. In the negative, high values of the variables have the highest frequencies. Okay, so in the first one it is inverted bell shape, and second one, low values of variable have the highest frequencies. In negative means high values of the variables have the highest frequencies. Okay, so it is the frequency curve. So next we check the example. Okay, do you remember the previous problem? So same one. Okay, so 0 to 10 it's 5. 4 means 0 to 10 5, 10 to 20 it's a 7, and 20 to 30 it's a 10, and 30 to 40 it's 15, and 50 to 40 to 50 it's 13, and 50 to 60 it's 10, and 60 to 70 it's 6. So here now we can draw the frequency curve. Okay, so it is the frequency curve. That means this frequency curve is drawn by the smooth lines only. Okay, so it is the main difference between the frequency polygon and frequency curve is frequency polygon is drawn by the straight lines and frequency curve is drawn by the smooth lines only. Okay, next one, ogive or cumulative frequency curve. Yesterday we discussed about the cumulative frequency curve. So here we have to learn about the types. Okay, so here these are two types, less than ogive and also more than ogive, or less than cumulative frequency curve or more than cumulative frequency curve. Okay, so here the main difference between the less than ogive curve and more than ogive curve is, so when we have to draw the less than ogive curve, it gives a rising curve, and this more than ogive curve declining curve. So when we have to draw the less than ogive curve, we get one rising curve. Here we get one declining curve. Okay, so here we check the example. So this one example, weight of insects and frequency. So the classes 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, and 40 to 50. Okay, so the frequencies are 5, 10, 15, 8, 6 respectively. So class and frequency and less than ogive curve and more than ogive curve. Okay, so first one, 0 to 10 and 10 to 20 and 20 to 30 and 30 to 40 and 40 to 50. Okay, so first frequency is 5 and next frequency is 10 and next 15 and 8 and 6. Okay, just add down the okay 6. Okay, so just note down the details now. So here, so we have to calculate the cumulative frequency of less than ogive curve. So cumulative frequency means it will be at the preceding class. So first one is 5, so 5 plus 10 15, so 15 plus 15 it's 30, and 30 plus 8 38, and 38 plus 6 44. So here less than ogive curve means we have to add these frequencies from top to bottom. Okay, that means above values to bottom values. So 5 plus 10 15 plus 15 30 plus 8 38 plus 6 44. So more than ogive means reversely completely. So we have to start with the 6. Okay, 6 plus 8 14, 14 plus 15 29, and 29 plus 10 39, 39 plus 5 44. We have to add the values from bottom to the above. So these are the data. This is the less than ogive curve values, and this is the more than ogive frequency values. Okay, so cumulative frequency values of less than ogive and cumulative frequency values of more than ogive. So just note down these details ma. Okay, do you understand? Yeah. So the first one, 0 to 10, it's 5, and 10 to 20, it's 15, and 20 to 30, 20 to 30, it's 30, and 30 to 40, it's 38. 38 means here, and next 40 to 50, it's 45. Okay, so now we can draw the curve. So it's the rising curve. So less than cumulative frequency curve is always giving the rising curve. So here we can write down, it is the less than ogive curve, more than ogive curve. So what is the first one was 0 to 10, it's 44. Okay, and 10 to 20, it's 39. Okay, then 30 to 20 to 30, yeah, wait man. So 0 to 10, it's 44, and 10 to 20, it's 39, and 20 to 30, it's 29, and 30 to 40, it's 14, and 40 to 50, it's 6. So now we can draw the more than ogive curve. So it's always giving the declining curve. So we can write here, this is the more than ogive curve. Okay, it is the example for the what ogive curve. So this is the y value and this is the x value. Okay, so it's about the graphical representation data. Thank you.